welcome to Fun and Games. This semester we're going to start talking about some other popular games that I haven't talked about yet. The first will be an interview with our lovely Georgia right here, and we are going to talk about the immensely popular online game at the moment, Among Us. Maybe say hi to us and tell us what your relationship to Among Us.
Yeah, I'm Georgia. I'm from America. I've been playing Among Us for about a month now. I think I have about 50 hours on it, probably more.
So how did you first come in contact with the game?
I first came in contact with the game by watching Call Me Kevin's YouTube videos about it. The way he played and everything, I don't usually play video games that much, but the way that he was playing, I was like, that sounds like a really fun game. And then I also saw some like fan art of it on Tumblr, and it just got me so interested in it that I wanted to like dip my toes into it.
So how was he playing it exactly?
He would just like joking around and like making friends and everything like that. Like just making random friends is like one of the biggest, it's what gives the game a lot of heart, I think, is that like you always will find like a person in any game, if it's a lobby or if it's like with like a random lobby, or if it's with like a group of established friends. You always like find like partnerships and that kind of thing. It makes it a really good game.
So before anyone who hasn't played the game before gets a bit too lost, do you think you could explain what the game is like and how it works?
Yeah. It's an online multiplayer social deduction game. At least that's what Wikipedia tells me. Basically, you're on a spaceship and there are 1 to 3 imposters in a group of about 10 crewmates. And the goal of the imposters is to sabotage the ship and kill everybody. And the goal of the crewmates is to make sure that doesn't happen. So they have to basically like detective their way through trying to find who the imposters are before it's too late.
So what kind of things do you have to do apart from finding out who the imposter is?
So for like the crewmates, you have to do certain tasks. You have like a list of chores basically that you have to finish. And you also can call emergency meetings, or if you find a dead body, you can report that dead body. And then you can like have a discussion at these meetings of who was doing their task, who was where when certain things happened. And like certain things that can happen with the imposter is they can kill people and they can create sabotages for the ship that the crewmates will have to fix before ship like explodes. The imposter is just constantly creating situations for crewmates to have to like fix and find a solution for.
Is it more fun for you to play as imposter or crewmate?
I definitely like being crewmate a lot more than imposter. When I'm imposter, I just start sweating.
Yeah.
Just get really anxious about everything, because like part of the thing about being imposter is you start like, even if you don't mean it, you start acting differently. And then you have to like, especially with people who know you, you have to then pretend that you're not acting differently. You have to pretend that you're still like acting like a normal crewmate and doing things that you would normally do as crewmate. So you still have to like find buddies to like be around and everything. So then if you do have a buddy, then you have to kill like when they're not looking, that sort of thing. So you really have to like cover up for yourself a lot more. And that's very stressful to me. So I prefer being a crewmate. And like also like the tasks are very soothing. Some of them are even nice to just look at. On the map Myra, they have like a lot of, there's this one task where like the animation is you like running through a forest, and it's just very sweet and very cute, and I just love looking at it. So
are there any other tasks that you like a lot?
I can tell you ones that I hate.
Okay, tell us which tasks are the worst.
The tasks that are the worst are, the one that everybody hates is the Simon Says at Reactor. Because basically like what you have to do is like it takes almost a full minute, and you just have to repeat the different colors or buttons the computer says, and you have to memorize what they are. And if you mess up, then you have to completely start over again. There's another one that's like got a circle that like it keeps on going round and round in a circle, and you have to like stop it at a specific point, and if you do not stop it, then you have to start all over again, and you have to do it with 3 circles. And so but that's like the point of those tasks. They're like called the long tasks because they take a long time.
So yeah, apparently there are long tasks and short tasks. Could you also slightly explain that a bit?
Yeah, so there's actually 3 different sorts of tasks. There's long tasks, short tasks, and common tasks. The common tasks are like admin swipe and fixing wires, where it's tasks that every single crewmate has, and it's really easy to find who the imposter is if they, for instance, if card swipe is not one of the common tasks, but you see someone doing card swipe, then it's like they're the imposter because no one else has that task. Then there are the short tasks, which are just things like counting from 1 to 10, or like just like aligning something in the middle, and it just really easy short things that will only take like about 10 seconds tops. And then there are the long tasks that are like the circle thing and the Simon Says, and then there's also like one that's like clearing asteroids, where you have to like shoot at these asteroids. That one's actually a fun little mini game. I like that one.
It sounds like there are a lot of mini games inside the main game that you have to complete. And it sounds like some of these also test your reaction skills or your reaction times, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I suppose this game forces you to use a lot of different skills apart from like your reaction times and things, because you also have to observe everyone. And for Imposter, do you think you've improved at lying after playing this game?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially because there's like a difference when you're in a text chat game versus a voice chat game. Because like in voice chat, they can hear the cadence of your voice. So they can hear if you like start choking on your words or like start like stressing. And it's also harder to like come up with a lie on the spot. So I do think that this game has kind of turned me into a sociopathic liar. Where I can just lie and like just get away with it, because like it really does train you to lie, but it also trains you to find liars. I feel like that's a good skill to have.
Have you noticed any tells so far? Is there anything you can do to tell when someone else is lying as an imposter?
One thing is like if they don't remember what tasks they've been doing, even if you've been dissociating the whole time, even if you just were in a fog the whole time, you can at least figure out what sort of tasks you were doing, at least one of them. But with imposters, it's harder to come up with a certain task because like a lot of rooms have multiple tasks. So it's also hard. They say that they went from this room to that room to this room. And then you're like, well, what were you doing in those rooms? It's a lot harder to definitively say what they were exactly doing.
I suppose for this game, it really helps to be familiar with the game, because you have to be very familiar with what tasks there are and with the different maps. So in that case, is it fun for a beginner to play?
Yes, I do think that it's still fun for a beginner. Obviously, like, depends on the lobby and who is playing with you, because there are some people who are like very competitive, and that makes it a little harder for newer people. But if the people in the room are like understanding, then it's fine. The first time I played, I just was like, this is my first time playing. I don't even know like how to change my appearance or anything. Can you please help me? And they were like really nice and really good about it. And you start like picking up things really quickly, especially if you've seen like YouTube videos and that kind of thing before playing it. It definitely is. It's got a very forgiving learning curve.
Okay, thank you very much, Georgia.
Yeah, thank you, Phoebe.